Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a super powerful model for maximizing value, weighted shortest job first, or WSJF. And it's one of those simple ideas that, once you see it, can totally change how you look at your to-do list.
You know the feeling, right? Every team, every company faces the same fundamental challenge. The list of brilliant ideas is always bigger than the time we have to actually build them. And this creates a really tough prioritization puzzle that we all have to solve.
So, how do you decide what to do first? Is it the person who shouts the loudest in the meeting? The project that seems like it has the biggest potential payoff? Or maybe you just pick the easy stuff to get a quick win? Every single one of those choices has massive and often hidden economic consequences.
Well, to get past all that, the gut feelings, the office politics, you really need a model, a real framework for sequencing your work so you're delivering the maximum possible value as fast as you can.
Okay, so before we get to the model itself, we've got to talk about the villain of our story. It's this concept that's always there, kind of lurking in the background, and it's costing you money, whether you realize it or not. It's called the cost of delay. Cost of delay is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's literally the cash you're leaving on the table for every single week or day that a new feature isn't out there with your customers. It basically takes that old saying, time is money, and turns it into a real, tangible number you can actually work with. All right, let's make this super concrete with a simple example. Imagine you have 3 jobs to do. Job A, that's your big ticket item, costing you $10 a day in lost value, and it's going to take 5 days. Then there's Job B, a quick win, costing $5 a day, but it only takes 1 day. And finally, Job C, a slow burn, costing just $1 a day, but it also takes 5 days. Now, just looking at that, what does your gut tell you? Which job should you start first? Yeah, I know. Almost everyone immediately points to the one with the highest daily cost, right? And I mean, you can see why. Job A is just bleeding $10 every single day we wait. It feels like the biggest fire to put out. So the obvious move seems to be to tackle that one first. But let's see what actually happens when we do that.
Okay, so let's go with our gut. We'll sequence them A, then B, then C. Now here's the kicker. For those first 5 days while we're chipping away at Job A, we're not just paying the cost for Job A, we're paying the delay cost for all 3 jobs at once. So that's $10 plus 5 plus 1, that's $16 we're losing every single day until Job A is done.
So if you run the numbers for this whole sequence over the full 11 days it takes to finish everything, the total cost of delay comes out to $91. 91 bucks. Just keep that number in your head for a second. It feels high, doesn't it? Well, that's because it is. All right, so our intuition totally led us down the wrong path. So what's the right way to think about this? This is where the simple, kind of beautiful elegance of the weighted shortest jobs first formula comes into play. This is the aha moment. See, the big mistake we made with our first attempt was only looking at the cost. We missed a crucial piece of the puzzle, the duration. It's not just about how much money we're losing per day, it's about how long it's going to take us to stop the bleeding. And the WSJF formula is just beautiful in how simple it is. You just take the cost of delay and you divide it by the job duration. That's it. So let's run the numbers. For Job A, that's 10 divided by 5, a score of 2. For Job C, 1 divided by 5, so a tiny score of 0.2. But look what happens with Job B. $5 divided by just 1 day, bam, it gets a score of 5. And with WSJF, the rule couldn't be simpler. The highest score goes first. So our new optimal sequence is B, then A, then C. We knock out that quick win first because it delivers the most bang for its buck, time-wise. And this, right here, is the payoff. Remember that $91 it cost us to follow our gut? Well, by following this simple WSJF formula, the total cost drops all the way down to $76. That's 15 bucks we just saved. That's a 16% better economic outcome, and we didn't do anything magical. We didn't work harder, we didn't work faster, we just worked smarter by changing the order of things. Okay, so that's the theory, and it works great with our clean little example. But what about the real world, where things are messy and complex? Well, let's take a look at how a popular framework like the Scaled Agile Framework, or SAFe, actually puts this into practice.
Right. So in the real world, trying to estimate the exact number of days for a project is, well, it's really hard and often wrong. So Safe makes this really practical tweak. Instead of duration, they use job size, which is just a relative estimate of the effort. Think about it. It's way easier for a team to agree that feature X is about twice as big as feature Y than to guess that one will take 10 days and the other will take 5.
Safe also does something really smart. It breaks down that big abstract idea of cost of delay into 3 easier to talk about pieces. First, business value. Basically, how much money is this going to make or save us? Then there's time criticality. Is there a hard deadline? Like a feature for a Black Friday sale that's totally worthless on Saturday? And finally, risk reduction or opportunity enablement. Does doing this thing fix a huge bug, or does it unlock a bunch of other cool stuff we can build on top of it later?
And here you can see how it all comes together in practice. Stakeholders get together and they assign these relative scores for each category. Now check out that user profile feature. If you were just looking at business value, you might ignore it, right? It's only a 1. But look, it's a huge opportunity enabler, and its job size is super small, just a 1. That combo shoots its WSJF score all the way up to 7.0, making it the clear winner to do first, even though it doesn't look like the most valuable thing on the list.
And this is so important. This isn't some math problem you do alone at your desk. The real magic of this process is the conversation it creates. It forces everyone, business owners, product folks, tech experts, to get in a room and actually agree on what value really means to them. It builds this incredible shared understanding of what the priorities truly are.
Okay, so we've gone through a lot. After all that, what's the one big thing you should really walk away with from all this? What's the main takeaway?
All right, here are the key things to remember. First, prioritization isn't about opinions. It's an economic decision. And to make good economic decisions, you can't just look at value. You have to consider duration. This means that the highest value job is very often not the right one to do first. And luckily, WSGF gives us a dead simple formula to cut through all the noise and start optimizing for real economic benefit.
And that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Take a look at your own projects, your team's backlog, even your personal to-do list. How much hidden value is just sitting there, waiting to be unlocked, if you just changed the sequence of your work?